Many cats with CKD don't decline because their form of CKD was particularly aggressive. They decline because we're focused on the wrong things at the wrong time, and we're not connecting together other dots that really matter to form that picture of a healthy cat. This isn't necessarily anyone's fault. It's just the way that things are organized right now for cats with CKD. We have a staging system. A staging system would tell a vet, well, measure this, and this. Well, that's great information. But what I'm saying is if we don't know when to bring that in, ignore certain parts of that, and focus on your cat's needs as an individual, sometimes the baby gets thrown with the bathwater. It's great we have this data. It's great we have this information. Now what do we do with it? What does the cat say about it? What do you say about it? That's why I developed the BITE strategy to treat cats with CKD. It's organizing all this different information for you so you can connect certain things together that really matter and know what you can put on the back burner and then address it at a later point in time when it's appropriate to do it, right? I'm Dr. Chris. I manage CKD every week, and what I want to talk to you about today is the mistakes that happen, the common ones, when people are managing their pet with CKD. CKD isn't just about numbers, it's about patterns and things that are associated with one another that combine to create a situation in your cat. When these patterns are missed, we lose opportunities and your cat slides downhill. The first one can make the imagery for your cat or how good your cat can look fuzzy, gray. It is a silent saboteur, and sometimes the blood work shows it up, not at all. Sometimes it's hidden, and it is potassium. One of the biggest mistakes with potassium is waiting until it's too late, waiting until it's too low. If your CKD cat is losing weight, they don't have that vitality, potassium may be guilty until proven otherwise. Low potassium can drive muscle loss, can drive illness, and that can happen before the labs actually show anything dramatic. And we don't want that because this carries on CKD. This is one of the factors that increases fibrosis. This is the kidney turning into nothingness, which is the progression of CKD. And in CKD, potassium has to be one of the first things to be discussed, one of the first things to be investigated. When I say the right order, potassium's very high to just have a nuanced conversation. Is this a problem for my cat? Do I need some supplementation? How do I figure that out? It's gotta be one of the top, one of the first. Next mistake in CKD management is this: not focusing on body weight. What do I mean by that? The pet scale that we put your cat on to get a body weight, to me, is worth its weight in gold. For me, the data from that scale, like the body weight, is just as important as that expensive blood work you just probably paid for. Not monitoring body weight every single week is a major mistake. B in the BITE strategy stands for body weight for a reason. It is the foundation. And if all of our efforts aren't eventually funneling into how our cat looks, what their body looks like, we're making a mistake. It's first on the list. And if your cat was diagnosed with CKD and they're like 9.5 pounds, this is about 3 kilograms, and they're smaller than that, I'm really worried at that point in time. It's harder for them to get better, especially if their blood work is pretty deranged. Body weight is everything. In my BITE strategy, you figure out how to increase their body weight, monitor their body weight, and what it means for their kidneys. Can you actually reveal a healthier kidney in a little bit of time versus where they look right now? It actually happens all the time, especially when body weight is talked about. It's high on the priority scale. You've got a little scale at home and you're monitoring, and together with your vet, you're sending that information to them so you can actually do certain tweaks. What do I do with this? What do I do with this supplement? What about this medication? All of that, for me, body weight is the answer. Body weight is king or queen. Next mistake, you've got a cat with CKD, but we're early on in the process, right? We're still looking pretty good. All these other things have been taken care of. Let's say you're doing my BITE strategy. Body weight is stabilized. We're feeling good. We're eating. We're monitoring that weight. Our gut is moving to move gut toxins out of the body. This is the gut-kidney axis. That's part of this BITE strategy. We're looking stable. The next mistake is not then going on to test the urine protein-creatinine ratio. What does that even mean? It's just a test that tells us if the kidney is overly stressed subclinically, below the scenes, right? We get a little bit of urine and we see if there's any protein in there. What is that all about? Well, there's this thing called the RAS, and this is just like your body, your kidney, trying to protect itself, but then it does it a little bit too much. This is one of those things where early on, if things are going well, we grab some urine and we check for it. And if we don't routinely check for it, sometimes we miss it. Absolutely missing this in a CKD cat as they're stable and as they're doing better, this is a mistake. So if I've got a cat and they've got all sorts of problems and they're disappearing before your eyes, they're getting skinny, they're not eating, they're vomiting, I might do a screening test for it, but I'm not rushing in necessarily to treat for that. That is a situation where I want their mouths reserved for food. If I can limit certain medications that go in at that point in time, I will do that because my first goal is to get that body weight where it needs to be. For this part of CKD management, super hyper focusing on it in the first week or two of diagnosing, and then we're starting with treatment for that, sometimes isn't in my priority list for them. And I view it as a mistake because you can overwhelm a cat, you can overwhelm people, and it's not gonna get you to the first goals that we need in our bite strategy. Okay, second thing that's easy to miss is parathyroid, PTH. This is a uremic toxin. What does that even mean? Your cat has CKD and sometimes they don't feel well because there's something called uremia. It literally means urine in the blood. Not a good phrase, is it? PTH, parathyroid hormone, in fact, if it's way too high, is a uremic toxin. PTH causes damage quietly because cats with high PTH, it just kind of looks like CKD. And so it just looks like they're getting worse from CKD. But in fact, it's this mineral bone disorder that's affecting their bodies. It is one of those things where if I have a cat and all of a sudden you were stable and now you're not, and I can't figure it out, I'm always testing for PTH. Is that the reason? This hidden issue that affects many cats with CKD. So on the blood work, you're gonna see this thing called phosphorus. You wanna take care of phosphorus. Sometimes when you take care of phosphorus, inadvertently, you're kind of taking care of PTH at the same time. Let's say we do that, things are getting better. Then, once we're stabilized, then we're gonna go and test for PTH at a later point in time. I don't do it first, it's lower down on the list, and that's how I work with my CKD cats. So let's tie it all together. CKD isn't monitored by one specific thing. It's multifactorial, and certain things connect together more than others. Knowing how to organize these things together helps your cat get better faster, helps your cat avoid rapid CKD progression, helps you be in that position where you know you're doing the right things at the right time, because it really does matter. The order of these things really does matter. When you choose to do something, when you choose not to do something, can all spell success overall for your cat. You can check out my book, 9 Lives, 1 Mission. It's on Amazon. You can check that out. In addition to that, if you check out iwillhelpyourcat.com, I actually have a CKD course where you can see me walk through everything of how I do it in the book. In addition, there's a few options there where you can even talk one-on-one with me, help you take the bite strategy framework and apply it to your cat to get those results. Until next time.